Welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside and Out News and Rumors. Rodney, there are so many news and rumors. One of the rumors that I want to talk about right now, and I found this out today. Peacock Network, 3 million people watch the Peacock Network every month for the WWE. They were only getting like 1.6 million people. What happened?
The computer got unplugged. The battery's about to run out. Hold on just a minute. Just stay
So
right there. I'll be right
if he
back.
goes off, if he goes off here in a minute, but 3 million people are watching WWE on the Peacock Network. I think that's incredible when you really think about. They were only getting 1.6, 1.3, so now they are doing 3 million people are watching the product. Now look at YouTube. 82 million people are subscribed to the WWE Network on YouTube. And go and look at the numbers: 1.6 million views, 2 million views, 3 million views. So it is incredible that they don't get the greatest ratings on television, but they're doing tremendous numbers when you talk about YouTube, when you look at Facebook, and when you look, really, there are more people are watching the network than are actually watching the actual television program, which is incredible to me that they're doing that well. YouTube, I believe, in within the next couple of years is going to be the medium that most people are going to watch, and that's tremendous. Another thing that I want to talk about is Ring of Honor. They are coming back. They are coming back in April. I think it's April 2nd. It must be during WrestleMania weekend. They've always done that. They've always went there and drew a lot of money. I'm going to be interested to see what they do, Ring of Honor, what they do. I'm not for sure what they're going to do. Are they going to be different? Is it just going to be the same, just with people who they don't have to pay a lot of money to? I'm not for sure really what they're going to be doing with that. But interesting stuff. Interesting stuff when you talk about Ring of Honor. Rodney, anything going on in the world of professional wrestling that you would like to talk about?
Yes, I would. I want to talk about the day one. I didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but I want to talk about day one for just a moment about the false advertisement that I believe took place on that particular evening with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I do not believe, and as I look at it and the way that things are playing out on the shows at this point, I don't believe that match was ever supposed to happen. I believe that he did not have the corona. I believe that Roman Reigns had the phony corona, is exactly what I think he had. The man did not, he pulls a no show, and then the company makes no effort to try to make up for the match at all. Period. End of story. They act like, oh, well, we didn't make that match. They owe the people that tuned in, that you just got through saying 3 million people just went into the Peacock Network. They owe the people that match. A match, I believe, they never intended to have in the first place. Now, let's just be honest. If you're signing a contract and you're going into a championship match, you pull a no-show and you pull, oh, I'm sick, you shouldn't be able to keep your championship. It should be stripped, and it should be a tournament fashion. That's the reason I'm saying there's no effort whatsoever to make up for that match. They owe the people who joined the Peacock Network, they owe them that match. And furthermore, they should strip Roman Reigns of the Universal title, because now anybody can come up. Charlotte Flair could come up at the next pay-per-view. Oh, I've got the corona. I can't defend my title. Oh, I broke my nail. I can't defend my title. I think it, like I said, from everything I have looked at, everything that I see, and the way that the shows have progressed in the last few weeks, that match was scheduled, was advertised, but it was never meant to happen.
Not only does that could seem to be true, because now they're not even going to have a Brock Lesnar and a Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania.
Yes, it
So,
was
congratulations
this.
that
The
they
last time I saw
one time.
the last time I saw false advertisement was Ric Flair against Bob Armstrong in Mobile, and Ron Fuller knew all along Ric Flair wasn't going to be there. Advertised it with the intent to bring a big crowd in, and then pull a bait and switch. That is exactly what they did. And no matter how they want to put it, if the WWE wants to say, okay, that's not what happened, what are they going to do? Pull this out? Even if it's true, they have made no effort to make up for that match. They owe their fans that match. So now you come up, Roman Reigns or whoever else comes up with a big match coming up, all they have to do is say, "Oh, I'm sick," and so they get to substitute it again. It is terrible, terrible business. Go ahead.
I agree with that, because here's the point: if you did it this time, who's to say, oh, the next big match, oh, we don't really have a finish for that, so let's just don't have the match. There's no way we can get out of it. Now, we advertised it and we pushed it, but let's don't have the match. Now, I understand there's going to be people get sick, and that's understandable when that happens. I mean, that's no, but you allow the people to know that that's going to happen. I guess they did let the people know it's going to happen, but it just makes no sense.
But should he be allowed
again? I don't understand that.
Yeah, but should he be allowed to continue as Universal Champion? I say no. It would have made a better Royal Rumble for the winner of the Royal Rumble this year to be the Universal Champion. And Roman Reigns had to start from the bottom because he missed. And it doesn't matter if he was sick or not. He missed the shot. Doesn't matter. He was not in any condition to defend the title. So in other words, he should have been stripped, and it should have went to tournament or into the Royal Rumble or whatever. He should not be able to continue as a Universal Champion, because it sets a terrible standard that anybody at any time can just say, okay, I'm sick, I don't have to show up.
Especially if they want to do the job.
Exactly. Well, that's the point. I don't believe the match was ever supposed to happen, simply because they didn't want to have to put somebody over. I believe that the whole point was to advertise the match. When it came up, I said in the beginning, how many people are they going to have for the WWE Championship match? We started off with 2, then they added 3. I said before long this is going to be a battle royal. Well, it ended up being 5 people in one match. Just kept adding, and the last one they added was Brock Lesnar, and it turned out exactly. So Brock still is a champion. Comes out as a champion. He didn't have to put over the other. Roman Reigns didn't have to put up the other guy. They end up, and then all they did, they made a big killing with subscriptions to the Peacock Network, and we didn't have to waste our 2 talent.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering if they asked Brock Lesnar to, and he said no, and they didn't want to beat Roman Reigns, so they just figured,
I think they got to the point where I think it's time for Roman Reigns not to be champion. And I thought this would have been the perfect opportunity to put him in the Royal Rumble and make him work for it, because he hasn't had to. Every title change that's happened so far has been a surprise entry. And it doesn't matter who it's been. We talk about, what's her name? Lynch came back. Backseat Becky or whatever they're calling her now, coming out there, just inserting herself in the match, and then she wins. Big E, when he won the title, he just inserted himself in the match and he wins. Roman Reigns, when he became champion, he comes right in, and then he comes in, and he's not even supposed to be in the match. I believe with what was it, with the Fiend and Strowman, he wins the title. So you know what I'm saying. Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, and WWE by itself does not make a lot of sense anymore anyway, because it's.
I just find that to be the tackiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life when I saw it, and the thing that I have seen is that, tell me who they got that can beat him now. They don't, because if he has a big challenge, he's just gonna play sick and say I can't come, and that's what and it's not him, it's the powers that be. I think they pulled a fast one. Exactly what I'm saying.
Anything else going on in the
world?
Did
we talk about Mustafa Ali?
Mustafa Ali wants to be gone.
And honestly, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. The name was the first thing that was the DOA. It's not his fault. They gave it to him. He should have never. Honestly, somebody was telling me the other day, they would think of him being, because I even mentioned his name, and he said, "Well, is he something like the Iron Sheik or whatever?" No, no, he looks way better than the Iron Sheik. He's too good looking, as far as I'm concerned, to be in that kind of way. That in that kind be presented the way he was. And then the retribution thing was a disaster, and a mitigated disaster, which we predicted that if you put anybody without a name as the head of retribution, it's going to be dead. And once again, I hate to be right all the time, as you know, and I was right. It was a disaster, and it's not his fault, and
No.
it's just not been produced in the proper way. And much like Austin Theory really has not been produced in a very good way. They're not creating a star. It's just another person just showing up to the show.
Well, unfortunately, there may be changing Walter's name. He is from the UK. Tremendous wrestler, had some tremendous matches in NXT. Their version of NXT over there, and it looks like they're going to change his name. And
Hmm.
and his name change is kind of crazy. And I'm not going to get into it to make sure that. But right
Well,
now they've done it to everybody else, so they're probably okay.
well, I mean, let's be honest. I can just see the now Raw champion being somebody known as the Doo Doo Drop. Yeah, really.
Uh, Whenever Aaron Sider said, and I don't know who they are for some reason, they're not coming up. I don't know why the names don't come up on this deal, but
We're sorry about that, guys.
yes,
We'll
I don't
try
know
to
why.
get that fixed.
Incredible since their numbers were tanking. Yes, it's very incredible that Peacock is getting 3 million people to watch the WWE Network. That's really incredible when you look that they wasn't even doing that on their own. So that means they did pick up a lot of people that already had the Peacock Network. Uh, let's see. They owe the people an apology, and to a certain extent, they owe them the match. And I don't think they're ever going to get to see that match again, unfortunately. Uh, what's the main event going to be for WrestleMania? I'm not for sure. Right now it looks like they're going to turn Seth Rollins. So I don't know who he's going to be going against. Possibly one of them. One of them for the. I don't know what they're going to do, and they don't. I don't think they know what they're going to do. So that's the thing. Rodney, I remember that match in Mobile several years ago. It was 1986,
Yes,
I believe. Could be
it was a
1980.
disaster, and it killed Mobile. I mean, it killed Mobile. We never drew again
Oh,
after
by the
that.
way, during
And it
that
was
match, it was supposed to be Ric Flair against the Bullet, the Masked Bullet. Ric Flair didn't show up, or Bob Armstrong didn't show up. Neither one of them was there, and
and go ahead.
they're living 30 miles down the road in Pensacola, Florida, and Ron Fuller. No one showed up for the show. Was not good business.
It
Pretty
was
bad business.
terrible, and it was done purposely. Ron Fuller was told by Ric Flair that he would never wrestle in Mobile again, and he booked him anyway. Bob didn't show up because he was mad at Ron, because Ron booked the show anyway. So he said, he doesn't show up, I'm not showing up. So it really was, it was a disaster.
It was. It was. And by the way, Vince McMahon, for those people who like to blame Vince McMahon for the territories going to business, had nothing to do with that. That was entirely.
Politics inside.
Yeah,
And
politics.
don't get me wrong, Flair was mad over the whole Andalusia being in the cow barn as the world champion. And he's right. He was absolutely right about that.
Yes, yes. All right, guys, we're going to. Wait, there's a couple of more here. I thought we was at the end there. Roman still seems stale. I would agree with
Well,
you.
the whole product is stale. It's not just Roman stale. It's the whole product stale. Imagine how big of a Royal Rumble this would be if it would be for the Universal title, and he has to be a part starting at number 30 and have to go through and work his way through the whole thing to become the champion again. Make more sense.
Brent, do you have the? I am cold. I am cold. I am. I'm being honest with you.
Close the windows over there.
I stay cold. Doo doo drop is too much. That's what they said. Doo doo drop. You have your names there, right? Well, thank y'all so much. We certainly do appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed this news and rumors. There's a lot of more that we could talk about, but we're going to leave that so Jack can, when he returns with us next week, we can talk.
And next week, do like Michael's doing. Michael is making those comments. Just put your name up there for if you don't mind next week. Until we get it fixed, and we apologize for that.
Yeah, we don't know why it's not doing it. We'll get in touch with Facebook and find out why that's not working. Guys, did the fans go ballistic about the no-show Ric Flair, Bob Armstrong? Yes. Killed it. It was sold out that night. People didn't leave. They were there. They didn't leave. But it went from how much did that Expo Hall draw?
About 3,500 people.
3,500 people were in there, and the next week it was about 400 people.
Yeah, and it never drew again, and they moved it around. They went to Fort Whiting, and it never ever it never ever came back. It was dead. And they killed it, and it was intention.
Yeah, and again, Vince McMahon had nothing to do with it. Everybody blames Vince McMahon for territories going out of business. No, I'm sorry. We could give you a list of things that happened in Georgia. We can give you a list of things that happened in Continental. We can give you a list of things that happened in USA Championship Wrestling. We can give you a list of things that happened in Mid-South Wrestling, UWF, and it had nothing to do with Vince McMahon. We were there. We saw it happen, and we talked about it.
Complained about it.
Thank y'all so much for being a part of Pro Wrestling Inside Out. We'll see you on the next episode as we tell you news and rumors and maybe just complain a little bit. See you on the next episode.
Right here, Robert.
Inside Now.